Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, I say. Thank goodness we're live. So my name is Eric Swanson. I'll be your host for a little while because, well, that's what I like to do. And I like to move around a lot because then you get to see all of me. That's kind of fun. And as you know, I always do this. I always check my feed, ladies and gentlemen. You ever look for feedback? Well, I ask people for feed front. Tell me in advance what I should do. That's always fun. So I always like to go. By the way, I know my jokes hit home when the people in the green room are laughing down there. I like that. So let's see if I'm going live. It looks like I do have maybe audio. Why don't I have audio? Can you guys hear my audio? Yes, you guys can hear it. Audio, click to expand. I already expanded it. Let me just refresh. Let me just ask the team, can somebody give me a thumbs up if we are live indeed on any of the feeds and you can hear the audio on the feeds? You guys are saying yes. Okay, now it's showing up because I had to refresh my screen or something. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited about tonight because, well, tonight's relative, isn't it? I mean, it could be East Coast tonight. It could be tomorrow morning in Australia for some of our awesome #1 best-selling authors. It could be late afternoon, early evening. I'm in Vegas and I need to eat at 4:00 p.m. tonight. It's not. Nobody's eating at 4:00. Let's talk about the awesome newest book in the series. Which series am I talking about? I'm talking about this series of 13 Steps to Riches. 13 Steps to Riches. We started with volume 1 because that's where you normally start. And volume 1 is with Dr. Dennis Waitley. Wow, is what I'm saying. And then we went to, let's see, the step number 2, volume 2 was with co-authored with Sharon Lechter. And then the list goes on and on. And I have a bunch of the books right here in front of me. And we have a newest one, the newest one that is just coming out tomorrow. But today is the pre-launch of the pre. and that means you get to look at all the comments already. That means you get to actually get the book today. And here is a little word from our sponsor, John Kovach Jr. John, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I am just so excited. And Eric, I got to ask you a question. The question is, do you feel smarter? And I hope the answer is my brain does feel smarter, because this book is like a science expounded edition to Napoleon Hill's amazingness in 13 Steps to in 13 Steps to Riches, of course, but from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It's amazing, and I do feel smarter, even just by well, we don't have a physical copy yet, but just by holding the atmosphere of this book, I feel smarter. My brain is enhanced. There's some incredible concepts in this book. Woohoo! I just can't wait, man. I can't wait. And
so I do feel smarter. I got to tell you, I do feel smarter. I feel like you almost said like this what would you just say? The brain no, wait. Oh, I lost the joke. There was a joke in there somewhere. It was like, oh, you said the science and I was thinking, wait, the science fiction? No, it's science nonfiction. It's the brain. I don't know. I'm in a weird.
I liked it.
Look, I'm holding my brain right behind me here.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And I'm so excited about this, though. But tell us a little bit about the book series. And oh, by the way, before we bring on our amazing authors, because there's a lot of them in the green room right now. If you're just joining right now, guys, we are live on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We're going to share to Instagram. We're on YouTube. And if you are one of our authors, feel free to share. Actually, if you're not one of our authors yet, feel free to share this feed. Just click the little share button that's right underneath, wherever it is, and it should say share. Click that, because then you can share that to your feed. And hey, it's really cool because we're all collaborating together and helping each other grow. So excited about this. This book series is compiled by 33 amazing authors. Every 2 months, every 2 months. Is that how you say it? Every 2 months, we come out with a new book in the series, and there's 13 of them. We're on volume number 12 right now, which is The Brain, with our good friend John Assaraf. Some of you might know him from The Secret or The Answer or one of his books, Inner Size. There it is.
Great book.
Inner Size. Yeah. This book's amazing read. You got to get it. Oh, remind me, we might have a free gift for you guys as well, to join one of his events coming up in a week and a half or so, on February 9th, I believe, 8th or 9th. And I'll share that with you in a little bit. But John, tell us a little bit about this series. And actually, I think I want to announce the fact that we have another series coming up, and I'm so excited about this. And we might want to let the cat out of the bag. But before we do that, John, give us a little bit of information about this series and what's it all about, so that the listeners right now can say, I want to grab this. And while you're doing that, I'm going to put some links in the feeds right now.
Set the scene. So in 1937, a man by the name of Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. And a few years later, this book has just changed so many lives. And skip to the present day, and just a few years ago, we actually, and by we, I mean Eric Swanson, came up with this brilliant idea. And that was to take the 13 steps outlined in Think and Grow Rich and to write a series of volumes that go into even deeper depth into modern day perspectives, stories, triumphs, examples, coaching, all of the above in each of these steps, to give readers an opportunity to dive deeper into these concepts. And 12 books later, almost 2.5 years from beginning this iconic and legacy project, we are now launching this over my shoulder here, the 12th volume in this series. And I've got to tell you, and I say this every single time, and Eric always laughs when I say it, I think this is my favorite one because they just get better and better. And a lot of our co-authors in this series have written, not only from their own perspectives, from their own examples. And don't we all love a good story, some great examples? But I'll tell you, out of all the books, because I'm kind of a science geek. I love watching science and documentaries and things where I'm like, my brain is learning and engaging, especially if it's running in the background. And this book has some incredible findings and examples. And I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to tell you this is like a science book, because it's really not. It's a science nonfiction book about the brain, like Eric said. And it's such a valuable tool and resource for those who are looking to tap into this incredible tool and gift that we have. And I've got to tell you, out of all the books, this one does an incredible dive into the thing that is literally at your fingertips, at any moment's access. And we all have one. And there were so many amazing stories. I was so filled with light, inspiration, and motivation for this one. And again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think it's my favorite one. I can't imagine what comes next and how much better can it get?
I know
how much better can it get?
I know what comes next. Book 13.
Are you sure?
That's awesome. We have tons of people coming, commenting, and we have people in the green room that we are going to bring up in 2 seconds here. Great resource. Thank you, Lorna. Appreciate that. We got Hey from Nancy Deborah Barrows. I love her. She's amazing. We have absolutely nothing from Mary. Nothing. There we go. Nothing. And hi, Mary. And we got, Michael Faber. What's up, brother? I was talking to him earlier today. Michael, it seemed like you got cut off of Facebook. Talk about that later. Hey, give me a shout, though. I want to chat with you, man, offline. Great to see you, Michael. Michael's changing people's lives in all of his events. He's doing an event over in Nashville coming up. And I think, ready, John? Check this out. Look, I think I'm going to get on that stage. This is my evil, ready? My evil.
I feel it coming, Mr. Michael.
And we are live. And I love the fact that Brian Schulman, he's our resident pager. That sounds funny. He's paging everyone. Check it out. Paging Maria. Paging
I love it. He's so connected.
Awesome. And you know what? Let's bring him on first, because he's the coolest out of the coolest cats I know, Mr. himself, Mr. Brian Schulman. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, brother. How are you?
It is great to be with you guys. Can you believe we've got another #1 bestseller? I mean, I can't hold them all.
Oh, let me go big screen for you to hold them all. That's right. There we go. Yeah. You hold some of them. I'll hold some of them over here. We keep on going. Yeah.
Nancy Deborah, take a screenshot because I have no hands.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Ready? Here we go. All right. 1, 2, and Nancy Deborah, go. All right. We're good. I'm still smiling. Okay.
There you go. You're doing a great job.
So tell us a little bit about you and what you got going on, Brian, and why you're so excited about this.
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. But, the fact that we have collectively come together to 33 plus of us coming together to bring so many inspiring and impactful stories, so much knowledge. I mean, just this series it really is incredible. And every single book you're getting 33 different incredible perspectives they'll change your life. I mean, we have met people that have told us that these books have changed their lives. And as an author, it's the most incredible thing that you can receive. So super, super excited to now have our 12th #1 bestseller in the series. And I got to say, I agree with John. It's, just when we think the last one was the best one, we launch another one, and that one becomes the best one.
It's interesting you bring that up because I just mentioned that I was going to mention something, and I brought you up on stage, so I'm going to mention it with you here. Here we go. Ha, ha, ha. That was my evil laugh. My evil laugh says this. So we are so excited about the fact that, John, should I let the dog out of the barn? Wait, cat out of the, anyway, there's a saying in there somewhere. Here's the cat out of the, whatever you want to let the cat out of. We're so excited about another series that's coming up. It's not the 13 Steps to Riches. This is sold out, by the way, but and hats off to all of our #1 best-selling authors that are in this series. We have 33 plus authors, plus meaning we have some bonus authors in there as well. But 33 of us with some 13 celebrities that are in here as well. And this sold out 2 years ago. And every two months we have a new step, a new volume coming out. This is a 340-page book, guys. These are amazing. Grab your copy. Today we're doing it for free. So you get to grab it. We already hit #1 in one category. We're going to hit in many more. Grab it and go to the link right there, the 13 Steps to Riches. I'll put the actual other link, the John, if you want to put the Kartra link in there in somewhere, the feed somewhere, and we'll share that. Clearly, you got to click on that because it's a long feed. But go there, grab your book, and then be awesome. And then we have a gift of John Assaraf's event coming up because we co-wrote this book with John Assaraf from The Secret, and he has an event. It's part of the Brainathon event. It's a one-day coming up in February, and I'm going to look at the date right now. I will find out right now. It's February 8th that his event is. It's a one-day event. He usually charges $1,000 for it, I believe it is, but we've got tickets for free for you. So I'll get that link and put it in there. But honestly, the easiest way to do it is just go to the link that we're sharing right there, the 13 steps to riches.com. Go there. It's a nice landing page. Click on it to get the book, and then click your link to get the ticket for free to go join and learn about the brain. It's amazing what John shares. But here's the cat out of the garage. The cat out of the garage. What I want to share is we have a new series that's going to be coming upon us, and we're going to launch this in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. No one signed up for it yet. We are literally going to be announcing that. Well, I'm sort of announcing it right now. And here's the deal. So if you're interested in joining us, it is a pay to play, but it's worth it. Clearly, as Brian will go like this to the screen. Yes, it's definitely worth getting into because of the fact that you become a #1 bestseller, not once, not twice, 4 times in this next new series. And the series is the 4 Pillars of Empowerment. It is literally 4 different books on empowerment. And it is phenomenal. We're going to have 4 major celebrities joining that and 33 authors. And stick with us to find out more about that. But if you already know that you want information on that, put in the chat interested. Just put interested, and then we'll go ahead and put it literally in your feed in the chat wherever you are watching right now. Put that in the chat so that we can let you. We'll have our team send you information on that. And we're only allowing 33 authors to be in it, and it's all about empowerment, the 4 pillars of empowerment. So that being said, let's bring on a few other awesome individual awesomeness of authors. Here we go. And we got Barry Bevier. We got Aaron Lay. We got Angelica. We've got Louisa. And this is just to start off. You know what? Let's start off with one more. And Fred Moskowitz. What's up, kids? I just wanted to congratulate all of you guys. Congratulations. Look around the Brady Bunch room and congratulate all of you. You are #1 bestsellers. And I love that about you all. So we're going to have Brian Shulman, since he is guys, if you don't know who Brian Shulman is, by the way, he is an award-winning host of an amazing show, TV show, or excuse me, a podcast show. Are you literally at the podcast conference right now as well? You're the king of LinkedIn. You just got back. Okay. So that being said, Brian, I'm going to hand the mic to you to call on a few of these authors and invite them to share some words. Would you like to do that?
I would love to do that. So I'm excited to hear what Fred has to share, because he just looks great. I love his mic, love the backdrop, and that he's got a smile that kind of just lights up the room. So, Fred.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. So excited for the book launch. This volume was one of my favorite ones, actually, to work on it. And I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's insights and all the things that we learn. Because remember, working on this project, we're doing a deep dive into the body of work of Napoleon Hill. And all of us take away different concepts, different experiences, different notions. And we talk about how we apply them in our own lives with our own experiences. And out of that is how we produce the chapters in the book. And so it's such a wonderful experience being able to bring that to the world, share with everyone the things that we've learned, and also sharing about how the work of Napoleon Hill has impacted our lives.
I'll unmute myself. Well said. Yes, Nancy Deborah got her copy today. Fred, thank you for sharing. All right, we have more, but I have to see. There we go. Look at that.
I love it. I just handed the mic over to Brian. That's awesome. Fred, thank you so much for sharing. And go ahead.
You can always trust Brian with a hot mic. Always.
That's
he
right.
knows what to do. Yeah.
That's
Won't
right.
let you down.
Somebody kicked John off screen, so we'll bring him back on. There we go. So fantastic. And looks like Nancy just got her copy today. Guys, go to this link that we're sharing there, and we're giving away our copy today. So grab it. Nancy's sitting in her car, can't drive and comment. Okay, all right, sounds good. But she let the cat out of the car, I think. There we go. She let it out of the car, she said. Fantastic. So Fred, thanks so much. Stick around for a couple more minutes if you could. That'd be great. I'm gonna jump around, and you know what? Barry was one of the first ones to jump in, eating all the lobster down in the green room. Barry, talk to us. Unmute if you could. How do you feel about this amazing book in the series? Tell us a little bit more about, what do the readers have to look forward to in reading about the brain? And I know this is really near and dear to your heart. So talk to us a little bit more.
Yeah, it is. And the timing of this whole launch is kind of impeccable with things that happened 3 years ago and 4 years ago. And StreamYard doesn't like me. I seem to have a delay here in talking. So if
No, you're good. We can hear you perfectly.
You're good. Okay. Awesome.
There's a delay if you're listening to your own thing on something else. So
got it. Okay. I'm learning StreamYard.
Hi, I'm Barry. I don't know why I did that.
So it was 4 years ago, just about now, that I got a call from Paul Martinelli to talk about a brain health program that Dr. Daniel Amen was putting together. And I was just completing that when Eric and I had a conversation about being an author in this book. So it's just great. This was my most fun one to do because of all I learned about brain health and what we need to do to keep our brains, focused and get rid of the brain fog and healthy. And one of my favorite sayings is we don't have to lose our mind as we get old, because there's daily habits that we can change, that we can improve to keep our brain healthy. And so this one was a fun one for me to write. I have no idea what the other authors are writing about the brain, but I did my best to provide a few tips of how to keep your brain healthy and keep it young and sharp as you get older. So this was a good one. And the whole experience has been awesome. If you'd have asked me 4 years ago, would I be writing books? Would I be a contributing author, and let alone best-selling authors? And then I said, no, you're crazy. And here I am, part of a great group of people, led by Eric and John, that put this whole book series together about Napoleon Hill. So thank you.
Oh, thanks, Barry. Appreciate it. Yes. We, back in the day, this used to mean give me money. That's awesome. Thank you, Barry. Appreciate that very much for sharing. And I love that. Yes. Dr. Amen is amazing. And we had his wife actually on one of our Habitude Warrior conferences. Were you there during that one?
Well, Eric, that's how it all got started.
Oh, wow.
I was at Habitude Warrior and met Tana Amen and learned about what her husband was, what Dr. Daniel Amen was doing. And then I started following him and actually went up to Orange County and met him. And then he and a psychologist, another guy, put together this program called Brain Revolution. And it's all about taking care of our brains.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Awesomeness. All right, Brian, who should we call in next? John's like, I love this job.
It's his favorite.
Yes.
I want to hear what Aaron has to say.
All right, let's go with Aaron. Aaron Lay, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to say congratulations to everybody. Congratulations again. This is book number 12. I can't believe these 2 years have flown with these books and the book launches and the book signings across the nation. And these principles, you guys, it's based on the 13 principles in the book Think and Grow Rich, which is a blueprint for an amazing life for yourself. So we've taken every single one of the principles. The first book was on desire. The second book was faith. The third was autosuggestion, and so on. And here we are at 12 regarding the brain. And I learned so much in this chapter, just even regarding like the brain being a broadcasting station, a reception station, based on the vibration of thought, which is just so cool. And when you get really into it, it's fascinating stuff. And, the brain's an organ, and it's more complex than a computer, but they compare it to a computer, but nobody's ever seen the mind, and the mind could be up here. It could be in the gut. It could be in the chest. It could be anywhere, but, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the brain, it's fascinating. And this book will just empower you in the most beautiful ways and enlighten you with regard to what you can do to create an amazing life for yourself. Thank you.
That is very well said. And in fact, we're going to leave you on screen so that you can congratulate yourself.
Well, congratulations, Aaron. You did a fabulous job. And I'm looking forward to meeting John Assaraf in person.
That's awesome.
He's amazing.
Aaron, thank you so much for sharing and joining us on that. I am going to go back to my boss, John Kovach. John, anything you'd like to share real quick?
I'm in the middle of creating some images for us to share, but I reflect on everything that everyone has added to this. And again, it's so cool just where we've come from. And Barry, thank you for sharing the Genesis story of you being here. And that's incredible to me because over the years, we've gotten to know each other. Over the years, we've written books. We've celebrated. Some of us have been able to go and hang out at book signing events at Barnes and Noble and other locations like Brooklyn, New York. And we've been coast to coast with this book series. And it is absolutely, using Aaron Lay's word here, fabulous. It is fabulous. And I too want to say congratulations to not only myself, but to everyone in the series. But this book has always been and will continue to be a resource to the public for those who are looking to deep dive and find more information that will help them grow as individuals. I have gained more personal understanding and knowledge just from these books alone than I did my entire 6 years in college. Yes, 6 years. Why? Because I'm a slow reader, but it's definitely something that I have just completely evolved my brain and evolved what I love to study and do and learn about. And it's completely helped me and changed me in the industry. So shout out to all the authors who have continued to educate me and educate others through this incredible project.
Very well said. Hopefully I'm not muted. Good, I'm not. I love it. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it. And just one quick correction. I think you were talking about Daniel Amen when Barry was talking about Daniel rather than Dennis Amen. It's Dr. Daniel Amen. I believe that's what you meant earlier, but that's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Let's bring on some more individuals. By the way, saying hi to some of our awesome supporters here. Sally Green, good to see you. We got Bill Bradford, good to see you. Good evening, Bill. We've got, we had Alexander up here. I saw him a second ago. There we go. Alex Walker, good to see you. We got Brian Schulman saying hi, Maria. Okay. Hi, Brian Schulman. Hi, Maria. Okay. And we got Nancy. Nancy's everywhere. I love it. I need to, oh, this is Maria. Sorry. I need to get used to, let's just put them on full screen. There we go. All right. Excellent. This is new here.
I did. I cut 18 inches of hair off myself. So that's why she's saying that.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Yeah, you did. Did you do
Brian, I'd love to get some hair lessons from you.
Brian, did you do a charity for
Locks of Love?
You donated, right? Locks of Love. Right?
I donated to Locks of Love. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for doing that, man. It's amazing. And I can't believe that. Did you go up to them and be like, afterwards, I'd like to look like this guy, Tony Stark, and you showed him a picture or something? It's amazing. I don't know how you did that. So, hello. Okay. Maria would like to say hello back to you. There we go. They're having a little text conversation. I love it. All right, guys, let's bring on another person. Let's see. Next on the list looks like Luisa Jovanovic. Luisa, congratulations again. You are a #1 bestseller. Talk to us.
Yes, I am. And yes, we are. And I love that we are doing this. And I have to say, John just like totally sparked something in me when he said this is his favorite book and it only keeps getting better, because that's how I felt after having children. I was like, oh, this is my favorite year. And then the next year would come. I'm like, no, this is it. This is like my favorite year. And it just kept getting better. So the books have felt the same way.
You have 13 children, don't you? Don't you have 13? It's crazy. Continue.
Close. I have 2. But the experience of perspective, because I know when I first got pregnant, I was like, oh my God, I just have to make it to the first trimester and then I'll be okay. And then I was like, oh my God, I just have to give birth to 10 fingers and 10 toes and I'll be okay. And I was like actually living afraid. And then I realized I wasn't afraid. I was actually liking it. And that's how I felt with the books. Like I was going to co-write 13 books. That seemed intimidating and scary. And then it just kept getting better and better. So it just, even if I was initially afraid, who knew that it was going to be one of the greatest experiences of my entire life? So wow. I've grown tremendously, and I'm so grateful you guys had this beautiful vision that created this opportunity that I got to live out a dream I didn't even know I had. So thank
beautifully said. Yeah, give it up for Luisa. I love it. That's awesome. So the question then, Luisa, I mean, I have a very serious question. Are you going to write more books and are you going to have more children? There's a question there.
Well, I'm very clear. I'm not having any more children.
Okay. All right.
That's a hard no. I do love being a mom and it is getting better every year. You know what? It's not a hard no on the books. I've really enjoyed them and I've grown tremendously. And I have to say, being part of this community, getting to know each and every one of you has been part of the joy of it. It's not just writing the book. It's like these beautiful relationships I got to build with you. That's the joy. So it wasn't just writing the book.
Right. No, I appreciate that. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Yeah, it's all about community. and we're going to be writing a book on community soon as well. But the next one out of the gates is going to be the 4 pillars of empowerment. Super excited about that. And by the way, you just remind me of something. Like you have 2 children, right? Can you imagine, like, they come down the stairs and they're coming to the dinner table and you're like, #1 best-selling child, come on, have a seat. That'd be awesome. All right. So Louisa, congratulations again. I love it. And you're getting a lot of shout outs here, which I can't find anymore, but we love you, Aaron Lay. That's not you. That's for somebody else. This one is not for you either, Louisa. I will find yours as soon as, there it is. Okay, so Sally.
Somebody loves me. It's okay.
Everybody loves you. So we got a big one. Here we go. All right. Okay, so Brian wrote a book while we're live on this. Okay, so Brian, would you like to read what you wrote?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Yes, arguably the brain is the most important organ in the human body, and it's responsible for everything from breathing and digestion to emotions and intelligence. It is the central hub of the nervous system, and at the end of the day, it's what allows us to perceive, process, and respond to the world around us.
Yes.
There you go. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. Is that your that was your acceptance speech? All right. Give it up for Brian Coleman, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
well said.
I'd like to thank you all for this water from Costco. Thank you.
Yes, you are very welcome. Yes. Only distilled for you, sir. Okay,
That's
so only spring water. Stick around if you'd like to, or if you need to leave, no worries. We love you. You're amazing, Brian. Thank you. Next, I want to bring up, by the way, before Angelica comes on and speaks, we do want to welcome Miss Natalie Susie. So
hi guys, ciao. It's so good to see you, Louisa. That was so beautiful. I loved hearing everything you just said. That was so wonderful. Really lovely to see all of you guys. Happy.
Yeah, rock and roll. So Natalie, sit tight. We're gonna go ahead and open up the mic for Angelica. Angelica, you're next. Talk to us about what's going on. Why are you so excited, and what the readers get to look forward to reading?
All right. Well, hello, all of you amazing people. So, ever since we've started this journey, this is the book I've been looking forward to the most. Because the brain controls everything. It shapes our entire reality. We wouldn't have any of the other principles if it wasn't for the brain. And it is so vital that we learn how to work with our brain so it works for us. And I just loved being able to share all of the things that I've learned that have really helped me change my brain in order to change my life. And I could write forever about the brain. I know I didn't get everything I wanted to say in there, but that is the blessing of having 33 amazing authors, is that we have 33 different perspectives on how to have better brains. And, when our brains are better, our lives are better. And it's wonderful.
So well said. Thank you so much. Give it up for Miss Angelica. What's happening? And I know we have a professor in the house, and she needs to jump back in school. So we are going to welcome Miss Natalie Susie. Natalie, talk to us.
Hi, y'all. So, all of you guys have said some really valuable, beautiful things about the brain. I'm very happy to be here and loved writing this chapter. And I guess the last thing I would say, or the one thing I would say about it is, and I say this all day to all of my coaching clients, is like, our language is the gateway to our unconscious, right? Our language is what's kind of telling our brain what to do. And that's part of what I wrote about in the chapter for this book too. And so I was listening to, Tony Robbins. He was doing like a 3-day free thing today. And he was saying, some of the stuff that I've heard, and it's where I've gotten a lot of the stuff from too. And he was talking about saying the I am statement, and there was lots of stuff around fear and anxiety, and I feel fear when, and I feel anxiety when, and all that stuff that's happening in the brain that's then causing our nervous system to get stressed out, and that domino effect of when our thoughts, our feelings, our speech are not in alignment, and the brain is all wacky because of our unconscious limiting beliefs. And so I guess I'm just here today to say, like, let's all be mindful of that. Let's keep remembering that our language is the gateway to the brain and the unconscious and all the stuff that we want to manifest and create. And that's where I'm at with this chapter today.
Very, very cool. I am not muted and I love myself. That's awesome. Well said. Thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate that. Tell us, so you're a professor at a school. Can you tell us about that?
So I teach at UCSD, and I teach a communications and writing course there, and they're all hopping into my classroom in about 15 minutes. So yes, I have a bunch of brilliant 18-year-olds that I talk about this book a lot with them. I recommend it. I suggest it. I talk to them about the process of writing and how there's a lot of fear when we sit down to write. It's kind of like what Louisa was saying earlier before I, got on, is this stress and this anxiety and the thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the stories, all the stuff that we have in our head that really shows up when we write something. And I always tell my students, like, life and writing is the same. And sometimes in life, you just have to wake up in the morning and put one foot in front of the other and then just see how everything kind of unfolds. And writing is the same way. We have to sit at a screen and start typing at a blank screen and just kind of see what shows up. And I think we've all experienced that particular, I know I have, even just in writing these chapters. And so the beauty in the book is all of us coming together. This is how I see it, is like, the beauty is that we decide what is meaningful to us as it pertains to this kind of topic, and then we kind of break through our own barriers to write it. So is that,
love it?
Does that?
Yeah. You got the right answer. Yeah. No, you totally got the right answer. That's what I was. You said exactly what I text you to say.
You said,
I'm just kidding. You're awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to bring on one more person. I know you need to leave, but somebody wants to say hi to you, I'm sure. It is Dr. Steve.
Hi, what's up?
I'm so glad I got to be here before you left, Natalie. And Aaron, hello. And everybody else, Brian, hi. Barry, look at Louisa, Fred. Oh, this is lovely. Thank you so much for sticking around long enough for me to be here right after a really nice Greek restaurant meal that I just came back from. And,
nice.
Yeah, Natalie, I caught the tail end of what you were saying, but it really resonated for me in terms of the creative process, the blank page, and the kind of intuitive aspect of taking whatever is real for you in the moment, and trusting that in expressing what that is as it filters through whatever the topic is, it just elevates the topic, and it creates a more robust experience of the topic.
Mm.
So I know that was my experience. I got to write the foreword for this book, and I as Eric likes to say, he says, you went deep and you went dark, but that's, I was feeling deep and dark, and I wanted to bring that piece to the experience, and how our brains are wired such that we take where we are, and we take the experience we're having, and we transmute it. We transmute fear into power. We transmute confusion into clarity, and the writing process itself helps to make that happen. At least for me, that makes it happen.
It's really therapeutic, isn't it? Once you get into it, like once you start writing. So if you're listening to this right now, and thank you, Dr. Steve, for sharing and showing. If you're just tuning in now, here's about 10 of the authors right here that are part of 33 different authors that are part of this amazing book series called The 13 Steps to Riches. #1 best-selling in so many different categories. We hit #1 earlier today. We're in Barnes & Noble, we're in Amazon, we're in any store you can go. If you're international, you go to Chapters, let's say in Canada, or any of the really cool stores in the UK or Australia. Just ask for the book, and they'll be like, sure, here we go, and grab your copy, because it's pretty amazing. The stories, and like Angelica had mentioned as well, there's 33 different stories and ideas. And look at Brian Shulman. I got to put you full screen. Hold on. That was awesome. There's 33 stories and ideas and backgrounds and all these different things that are coming together. And it's pretty cool because look, Wayne Dyer said this to me years ago in Dallas, Texas. And he said that he says, what is your way this is my way. The way doesn't exist, which I think was brilliant, right? The way doesn't exist. So I want to know what your ideas are. What's your idea? What's your idea? Because then I can collectively look at this as a collaboration and get some really cool ideas that way. And it grows, right? That's what masterminds are all about as well. So we do need to, Aaron, do me a favor, just get ready, just like this, Aaron, just get ready. Yeah, just hold on. I need a volunteer. Because someone's in the green room trying to get in, and it might be, I need a volunteer. Angelica, are you? Oh, Louisa, do you need to take? Louisa, say goodbye to Louisa, and see you later,
Bye,
Louisa.
Louisa.
We love you. And Aaron, snap your fingers. Bye bye. Okay, she's out. Wait, she's still here. Here we go, and boom. Okay, so thank you, Louisa. You're the best. Talk to you later. Congratulations. And we're gonna invite someone else up as soon as they can come on.
We have a special guest with Brian.
Okay. Oh, yes. We have Nancy. Hey, Nancy. How are you? You are everywhere. How did you get everywhere? Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. So, John, do you want to field the text messages for a quick second and make sure? I'm not sure who's trying to come on, but let me know who's trying to come on. And I'll just go ahead and remove yourself for just a little bit, John, if you could, just to leave a little space for the other authors. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Nancy, you want to say hi? What's up? Where'd she go? Nancy, we want to hear from you, Nancy, because I know you're such a supporter. You're like you're like the 34th. You're like the, like in Texas and Texas A&M.
Come on, what metaphor are you going to mix this time?
They have an extra person on the field, right? You're the extra person in this authorship. So tell us a little, why are you such a great supporter about this?
Well, I think there are great people involved, and any way I can amplify their voices, I'm always going to do that. And, I've had the honor of interviewing many of the authors at different book events and just believe in what it's doing and the places it can go. And, the things that you guys are doing with this are amazing. Again, you're gathering for the price. Where could you get this much information? It would be a conference. It would be a 3-day conference that you paid lots of money for, and you can pick it up and it's in a book. It's brilliant. And I kind of like supporting this guy.
Love it. That's awesome. Now, what she's saying, though, is if somebody has a 3-day conference, still sign up for those. But I'm just playing around. You're awesome. Oh, you're muted.
Yes, and invite these authors to that conference.
These authors. That's right. You bring up a really good point that, by the way, I want to see if Natalie, I know you need to leave. Any last final thoughts that you'd like to share before you take off, Natalie?
No, I think I just want to say it's really always lovely to be here with you guys. I wish I could be here even more and even longer today and all the days that we do this stuff. So thank you so much for just everything you guys bring to the planet. And I'm grateful to be a part of this book. And this book is amazing. So if you haven't read it, go get it.
Thank you. Awesome.
I'll see y'all later.
Love you, Natalie.
Love
See
you
you,
too.
Natalie. Rock and roll. Aaron, snap your fingers. Snap your fingers. There we go. Natalie's out. All right. So.
Mr. Awesome, I want to
Yes.
hear this breaking news again. I was in the car when it happened, but you've got breaking news, act fast kind of stuff going on.
Yes, breaking news, act fast. So essentially what we are doing is we put in the chat the word interested. If you're interested in joining us in our next book series, our book series is going to be a collaboration of 33 authors, 33, I love doing that, 33 authors in 4 different books, and it is called The 4 Pillars of Empowerment. So it's all on empowerment and what goes into being an empowered individual. And we were talking about this. I'm not sure exactly what Nancy did. She went from way up here down to, was that the chair that just kept on sinking? That was so funny. So what's interesting is, earlier today I was on a mastermind of ours, and we're chatting about empowerment and just the word, just dissecting the word. And if you think about it, it's all about empowering, not being powering. There's a big difference, and we've all met people who are powering, and it's a negative thing, right? We want to be empowering, meaning supportive and being healthy and sharing that with the world. And that's what it's all about. So we're going with 4 different books. It's going to span over a 12-month period. It is somewhat of a pay to play, obviously, because we can't let everyone in. And we're going to have 4 different celebrities. And I'm just kind of giving you kind of the broad strokes. But Nancy, what do you think? Unmute. Oh, she said goodbye and left. But she's probably going to come back. They hit the wrong button, guys. so they changed into Fred. I don't know how that happened. What's going on there? Here they are. Okay.
She was so excited.
Yes.
I pressed all the wrong buttons and did all sorts of stuff. I love it. And I love what you're saying about empowerment. To me, empowerment when I work as a coach with people is about handing them back their power. We all have that power. We all start with that power. We just forget over time because we're given such messages from the universe, from the people around us, from our own heads that we've adopted, that we pick up, that we don't even pay attention to the fact that we are drawing those ideas into our mind and acting on them. And so if you're out there and you're thinking about doing this and you have a way, or you have someone who's empowered you, put interested in the comments so that you guys can talk to Eric and John a little bit more about this series. I think it, like all of your series, it's going to be hugely impactful. And I think it is going to help a lot of people step into their space fully and to really understand what it is to be empowered. And once we are empowered, we pass that along to others.
Have a good night.
Very well said. All right.
Mic drop moment.
Is the check in the mail?
Is the check in the mail? Right. She read the text exactly as you sent it. Did you hear the beep? Yeah.
You guys are funny.
Who wrote that amazing copy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's what comes out of my brain. This is the brilliance and scariness of what's up there.
The brain. It's like you have a teleprompter right there with the copy all ready to go.
That's right. That's right.
Nancy's
Power
always
of the
filled with
brain.
inspiration. Nancy, you're always filled with the inspiration and the voice. It comes naturally for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Aaron.
Very cool. Well, before we take off, I want to jump over to and stick around, everybody. I want to jump over to Dr. Steve Taubman one more time. Steve, you and I have known each other for 30 years. You say longer, but I say shorter. Whatever. Just kidding. And you're a hypnotist. You're a doctor. You're a chiropractor. You work with the mind, and you're a magician. You do tons of different things. How important is handling your brain and your mindset and treating your brain with empowering thoughts and habits? Can you speak into that a little bit?
Well, it's paramount. It is the ultimate process for moving towards success and fulfillment in life. And it, for most of us, is the biggest obstacle that we face and the most challenging journey that we need to take. And I think what we all need to recognize is that when we're not moving forward in the way we want to move forward, it's almost always important to look inward before we look outward. It's almost always more important to see what are the ideas in my head that are keeping me stuck in this way of thinking. And as you know, I coined a phrase years ago that people keep using. It's don't believe everything you think. And so it's not just changing your thoughts, but it's changing your relationship to your thoughts. So, and that's how the brain grows. We know that meditation and mindfulness practices create neurological change. They create real change in the way your brain is wired. And it's not just thinking new thoughts all the time, but also the process of becoming the witness to your own thoughts. I'm watching myself think these things. I'm watching myself play out this same, negative thought loop that maybe I haven't yet learned how to have the strength to rise up above, but at least I'm clear enough to know that I am not my brain. I am not my thoughts. And if I could begin to realize I am not my brain, I'm not my thoughts, then who am I? What is the totality of my essence, my being? And if I can start to live inside of that, then I actually can have an impact on how my brain works. I can then begin to choose my thoughts, even if the thoughts I'm choosing don't seem real yet. They don't seem legitimate yet. It's I'm telling the truth in advance.
That's awesome. Anyone want to jump in this part of the conversation? Oh, of course.
Aaron.
Aaron
Yes,
Lynch.
I do. First of all, hey Steve, how you doing?
Love you,
I
baby.
love you. How's my godson doing? Ernie. Hey.
He's
Hey,
good.
Ernie. I think I have like the right shoulders.
Yeah. We looked that up recently. I think you're right.
Aw,
Yeah.
aw, adorable. So I wanted to add to this. Bob Proctor talks about the paradigm, right? And that's a cluster of habits and beliefs stored in the subconscious mind, in the brain. And we can't see it because it's like trying to look at the back of our head. But it's just stories that are playing on repeat that you don't even realize that are so ingrained. And when we try to rewire the brain and reprogram the subconscious, the paradigm doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to, and it will fight tooth and nail to maintain that limiting belief that you have caused by the paradigm. It will fight tooth and nail. So people really have to just ride it out almost like an anxiety attack, until you literally get to the other side of that fear feeling as the paradigm is going. But it's paramount that people, like you said beautifully, to go inward, because what stories are you telling yourself? Years ago, I was keeping myself from making $1 million, and I didn't even know it.
No.
My story was that was for the men in my world. My story was I'm a single mom. It's got a lot of work's got to go into that. And now I have 2 inventions that passed the patent review that's going patent pending, and they're just incredible. So, but I had to break down the paradigm in order for that to come to me. So I want everybody listening, you need to do the work. You need to do the work in breaking down those stories that are no longer serving you.
And let me jump on that just a little bit, Aaron, because what we need to recognize is that the feeling state associated with that disconnect, the moment at which we decide to choose a new set of beliefs or try to live inside of a new reality, the feeling state that wants to keep us where we are, the ego, will always try to convince us that whatever we're thinking and believing is vitally important, and we must be thinking it right now. And there's no other reality other than that reality. So you're going into a dark place when you go there. And it's really important. That's why I think mindfulness is so important, because it's a way of living inside of the experience of discomfort until that discomfort is just an impermanent experience that you're going to feel until you don't feel it anymore, until it breaks down into the tiny particles that it is rather than the big monster that you believe it to be. And one other thing, Aaron, while I'm at it, you've got the left shoulder.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I love it. I love it.
I love hearing this because it's all about that narrative. Are you gathering evidence for your false narrative, or are you ready to step into what's true? And we've just spent the last year retooling our mastermind, which is all about thought leadership. So many people tell themselves they're not a thought leader because they're not the top 1%. They're not Elon Musk, or they haven't published a book, or they haven't been live, or they haven't been on a stage. And while I respectfully say you think they're reasons, they're excuses. And our mastermind basically takes all of that away. We're rewriting that narrative, and we're giving you evidence to support the new narrative. And that mindset is so important because everything comes from there. And if you're believing your own false narrative, it becomes your reality.
Absolutely. And when I joined Eric's mastermind back during the pandemic, I was just newly divorced. I was just trying to figure it out. I was just in the growth process. And because I joined his mastermind and being in a group, Napoleon Hill, we wrote a book on this, the mastermind, right? The 13 Steps to Riches, the mastermind. And Napoleon Hill has a whole chapter about it in Think and Grow Rich. When you put all the minds together like that, the inspiration, the information, all the stuff that comes to you and through you, you can't help but grow. I tell Eric all the time, and John, I've never been happier, healthier, and wealthier in my life. Like, I'm living my best life, and authenticity is huge, huge for anybody listening. Be you, please. Just be you. Don't try to be better than you. Don't try to be less than you. Don't dim your light. Just be you. As long as you follow me, the golden rule. Be a kind you. Be the best version of you. And then life gets to be fun and your brain feels good, and just everything about you feels good. And people love that kind of energy. I love this conversation.
Beautifully said. Awesome. I love that. Thank you, Fred, for some of the notes here. Bring on the new narrative. I love it. Yeah, and that's what that's really what John Assaraf talks about in all of his books and in our book coming to your doorstep if you order it today. And we talk about like neural pathways and changing the narrative, changing the mind, your mindset, your brain patterns. And brain patterns, if you change that, it equals new habits. So really excited about all of this. I love it. We love Ernie. Apparently Ernie's got a vote here. Somebody said, folks, I love it. Tell the truth in advance. I love that. It's Brian Tracy used to tell me that all the time. I love it. Angelica has a shout out as well. I love this. We usually take do a little a vote, who's getting the most votes, and Ernie's so far winning, by the way. All right.
There's power in silence.
Let's see Ernie again. Let's see him. Anytime you bring on a cute
Come on, that's so
Ernie, you're talking about you. Ernie, you're talking about you.
Hey, Ernie.
Very cool. Well, guys, we're gonna circle this up or round this up, or whatever I meant by
wrap it up.
Shutting this down. Okay, there we go. Wrapping it up.
Wrap it up. Shut it down. We're a polar universe.
Bonnie says hi to everybody. Hey, Aaron. Yes.
Hey, Bonnie.
It's important. Yes, love it. Love it. Awesome, guys. This has been so much fun. Last comments or thoughts?
Yes.
Has any? Apparently, Aaron. So we're gonna go Aaron first.
Congruency. That's the only other thing I wanted to mention. Congruency. So when what you're thinking, what you're speaking, and how you're acting, you want it to all be aligned. So congruency, as well as authenticity, is super important, because if you're not congruent, then the brain is just kind of like, what is she doing? What's going on? So you want your thoughts, your words, and your actions to be aligned.
Nice.
My parting words.
Nicely done. I like the parting words. Rock and roll. Who else would like to give some parting words right now? Angelica.
All right. So what I wanted to say to everyone who's watching is that you are not stuck. You have the power to change your brain. I just wanted to give you that reminder, because I know, there's a lot of people struggling, but just know that, just put the work in, change your brain, change your life.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, Angelica. Beautifully said. Who else would like to share? Brian Schulman. Okay, Brian Schulman. There we go.
All right, I'll leave you with this. I've had the two most horrific years of my personal life, and I can tell you this: if you think you can, you can, and if you think you can't, you can. How? One step at a time. All you have to do is take one step. You can get past the disbelief by just looking at your feet and realizing that's what you need to look at, not what's way out in front of you in your brain that's lying to you saying you can't. So just know you can, know you're not alone, and know that one step, you're going to get exactly where you want to go.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was awesome. And we're going to jump over to Fred. Parting words, Fred.
Thank you. Parting words are this. Remember that it all starts with feeling good, with focusing on getting into the energy of feeling good. And that's going to jumpstart your brain, focusing on gratitude, reflecting on all the good things, all the blessings we have in our lives. And when you come from that place, you're feeling good. And then everything else starts to fall like knocking down dominoes. So start there and watch what happens in your life.
Beautifully said. We got a woohoo. In fact, I think I put that up myself. That's awesome. I love it. And let's ask a couple more people. Barry, what you got for parting words? Sir?
Oh, parting words. Well, I love what Brian said, because one of my favorite sayings is Henry Ford's, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. But Brian flipped that around to it's all about can. And, the thought process and being positive and what we've talked about this afternoon is all important. But I think one thing that it just really sticks with me is what Dr. Amen and Joseph McClendon III said is our brain is really a computer. There's software and there's hardware. And we've talked a lot this afternoon about the software part of it. We have to take care of the hardware. And it's amazing what just little things in our daily habits, like drinking enough water. I mentioned it in my chapter, what happens to your brain when you don't drink enough water, and everything with nutrition. So think about the physical side of your brain. And when you do something that's healthy for your body, it's good for your brain. But when you take that up a notch and focus on what's really optimizing the health of your brain, the rest of your body health and your whole thought process just falls into place. So love your brain. Love your brain.
Love your brain equals a happy life. I love it. That was awesome. And I think I called on everybody, but we want to ask Mr. John. Parting words, John Kovacs Jr.
Oh, man, if there's anything to be added amongst the many incredible comments by these just amazing professionals, it's that for me, there's our brain, and then there's the brains we choose to surround ourselves with. And since we are literal physical vehicles and hosts of our own personal brains, a constant reminder to surround yourself with the types of brains that are going to uplift you, who are going to challenge you, who are going to push you to the direction and the pathway and along the journey in which you most desire. So your brain is vital in this aspect, because the more brains you surround yourself with, the more your brain becomes a helpful, healthy tool and resource for so many. And it makes us really one of God's greatest gifts to mankind. The brain is so powerful. So thank you.
Nice.
Oh, and if you if you just want to pick up all of our books online, they make great lifting equipment. If you want to work on your biceps, okay, maybe your triceps, maybe you just want to do some squats, right? Oh man, just the more copies of this book you pick up, the better. It's gonna elevate your life and improve your health. There you go.
Nice.
That is true. So you're saying these books will help mentally and physically. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
100%.
I
Brian knows. Yeah.
I love it. We just put it on the screen here. Those interested in becoming a #1 bestseller with us, in the 4 pillars of empowerment. Think about empowerment and empowering others, empowering your life. If you want to become not 1, not 2, not 3, 4-time #1 best-selling author with us, type in the chat right now. Just type in the feed, whichever feed you're on, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube, or anything else that I have never heard of, like Snappy Chatty or whatever. Put it in the chat. I have a little notepad, a goal pad, and my goal pad is to make Brian Schulman laugh and say what I said, even if he's muted. He went Snappy Chatty. Anyway,
Snappy chat.
Snappy Chatty.
Snappy chat.
Yeah, that's what I call it. A tic-tac-y. Okay, so type it in your social media. Type the word interested, and then we'll just send you some information, or you can actually, that's the easiest way. Or you can go ahead and put in, but you send us an email, and I'll put an email up here if I can find it, which I can't right now. So that is the deal there. Oh, I found one. Here we go. Just that's a big email. John at habit2warrior.com. Send John an email saying, I'm interested in getting into the 4 pillars of empowerment. And if you are, look, we cut it off at 33 people. So you might want to jump in here and check it all out. All right, guys, this has been exciting and awesome. And I'm ready for some Greek food, since somebody said that earlier. You guys are amazing. The first person to do something weird, Aaron is going to ask you to leave the room. Oh my gosh, Aaron, please.
All right, Angelica.
See ya. All right, Angelica.
Way ahead of you, Eric.
Person who did something very strange might. Oh wait, hold on. Everyone, stay still. The next person who moves will get. Oh, Barry!
Barry! Come on, man.
Okay, the next person who Oh, he snapped himself off. Steve. He didn't want to wait till Eric does it. The
He
next
took it in his own
person-
hands.
Oh my God.
All right, everybody, go pick up the book, The 13 Steps to Riches on the Brain. This is so cool. What a great past hour that we had. There's so much more information. And they were talking about for you guys that are struggling, and you're going into the unknown. Just remember, all the magic happens in the unknown. You know, that's where when we're comfortable, there's nothing really exciting going on there, right? It's just status quo. But a lot of the great changes, the pot of gold, you know, and a lot of the magic happens in the unknown. So get comfortable being uncomfortable, and just let your brain work for you, you know. And we get the inspired ideas. I call it the divine download, and act upon them. The inspired ideas. So you can call me Erin. You can call me Erin. Yeah. All right, guys. You gonna bring me back on? So, or all right, you guys, for those of you listening, put in the chat what you think, you know, and what you're working on and what your goals are for 2024 with what you're going to do to help your brain help you even more. I wonder when Erin will notice these messages. Hi, I'm Erin. And they call me Erin, so you can call me Erin.
Hi,
You're not
Erin.
supposed to, not supposed to show the teleprompter on the live.
You can tell she doesn't look at anything when she.
I know. I go right like into my thought. Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. Well, you guys are the best. We love our #1 bestsellers. It's just wow, what an amazing community. You guys are amazing. So thanks, guys. Everyone, see you later. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for everyone sharing and joining us. And this has been awesome. John, you can say goodbye right now if you'd like.
Goodbye, everybody. And we'll see you in a few months for the 13th book of the series.
Yes, that's right. Awesome, guys. This has been so much fun. I had a great time. I hope you did too. It is 6:15. Wow, it's perfect time, or 5:15 p.m. right now Pacific time. And if you haven't picked up the book yet, go grab it. Let me put a few more comments up here. We got yes, Fred, yes. I love that. We've got love you, John Kovach Jr. We got Mary who loves it. Awesome. We've got somebody interested. Oh, that's John. He's already in. Snappy Chatty. I love calling it that. I don't know why. And somebody loves this group. Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate that. All right, guys. If you are just tuning in now, well, you missed our show. And have a nice night, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.